don't I like about them? Is probably a better question. I thought they were great tonight again. Good energy, um, really paying attention to the checking details, and then they're up and they're relentless with their puck pursuit. So real hard to play against that way because they're pushing you all the time on the forecheck, and they're getting back above it and turning pucks over. And then on top of that, they finished off some plays tonight.
Val had 2 tip-ins. How nice is it to have him go in, and how nice is it to have that option in front of the net for that?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You know, that's one of the areas of our game where you take 92 out of the lineup, and he's so good at it, right? Like, he's not only there all the time and on time and able to get a stick on all those pucks, but he's able to work off the net and make plays and then still get back there before the shots come. I mean, he's one of the best at it, and we miss that out of our lineup, but Val's a guy that's been working at it, and he watches a lot of video with the power play especially, and just kind of looking at timing and positioning and who's got the puck and when they might need a release. So he's put some effort into that over the last couple of years, and he's obviously tonight, that's sort of the perfect case scenario. He gets 1 on the 5-on-5, holding the net front on the deflection from Tay's shot, I think, and then the power play one. Had one the other night as well, so starting to come for him, which is nice to see.
8-2 is an interesting score in this building from the last time. So what's the turnaround? How do you think they've responded and the challenge that you laid in front of them?
Well, I mean, they responded great. I thought, you know, it starts with the bounce back game in Seattle. Final 40 minutes or so was probably the best we've played all year. Just with those details, like making it harder for teams to move and trying to take away time and space. We continued that in the first period tonight. Execution, you know, with the better support, more talk, better details, execution goes up, and the speed of our game goes up. I didn't love our second period. I felt like we got a little comfortable there and got fortunate a few times. Like we had some breakdowns that I didn't like, numbers coming at our net, and either they mis-executed or we were able to get a stick on, you know, 1 or 2 pucks that could have been real dangerous. But we responded in the third period. You know, like I thought we got right back on our game at the start of the third, just like we did in the first. And so another good solid 40 minutes tonight, and we'll try to get that to 60 as fast as we can.
When you guys were undefeated, you said that the team has another gear and you have high expectations for the team. You talked about those last 40 against Seattle, the 3 periods tonight.
Yeah, that's the gear.
How much closer to those expectations?
That's the way I want us to play. We've been waiting for it, and it just hasn't come out of our team yet. Little bit of embarrassment, more determination in our game. Like that's really what it comes down to on both sides of the puck. The better we check, the more we create. You know, the more we're in tune with our details, the better our execution is, and that's what we saw. You know, final 2 in Seattle, 2 periods tonight. You know, we're in a fortunate spot tonight, right? They played last night. They're coming in a little bit tired. We're rested and ready to go. We're coming off a good game, so I expected us to have a good game tonight. We got it. You know, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good.
So teams' identity is starting to come into focus with these last 2 wins?
I'm hoping so. It's been clear to me for a while, and I think that, you know, when you start putting together periods like that, you know, 4 of our last 5 anyway that are, you know, right on point or the way you want to play, and we keep showing video and talking to them about it, it should become more and more clear. Like I think our lines are starting to carve out their identities and just making sure that we're relentless and determined for the full 60.
Coach, you guys go 3 straight road games without a goal, and it seemed like when Nico scored in the second period a couple nights ago in Seattle, that you guys just kind of were able to take a deep breath and you've been kind of running downhill since then. Was that, do you think, weighing on the team at all?
I don't know. I always try, and my message to our team is always win or lose, that we're like, once we evaluate and teach and go through the game, then it's time to turn the page. Like, so for me, that happens, you know, an hour after practice following a game day. You watch the video all night, next morning you present it to the team, everyone gets clear on what went wrong, what went right, what we need to do to have success. You go out and practice those things, hit the media, do all your responsibilities, and then that's it, you know. Now you gotta turn it. I go back in and start watching the other team. They should start thinking about the other team and what they need to do. It's not that you can't take a little bit of snarl into the next game because you're disappointed in the way you played or whatnot, or ramped up determination because, you know, the game before didn't go well, or it's a game you really want to win, it's fighting for a division or whatever it is. It's not that you can't do that, but you shouldn't be taking the baggage. Like if the power play has a bad night one night, you shouldn't be taking that into the next game, you know. If you're using it for anything, it should be used as fuel to help you play better.
Peter.
It looked like you gave Drew a couple chances on the top power play unit. Is that just to get a different look for those guys, or maybe a reward for him?
Yeah, a little bit of both. You know, I think he's a guy that can play in there. I feel like his game's ramping up a little bit here over the last couple games. He's using his skating more. He's obviously a great playmaker. I think he can help that unit in there. Joe's been doing a nice job in there, especially off the face-offs and distributing the puck. But, you know, just depends on the ice time. If I see a guy going, I'd like to try and reward him a little bit. So that has something to do with it as well.
A few more, Peter.
Yeah, obviously the defense in front of him wasn't great when you guys were struggling a little bit, but he's looked a little steadier in the past.
He has last 2 games. I feel like he fits the exact mold of our team. You know, just sharper, better focus and preparation maybe, but, you know, pushing himself to another level here. You know, like he played a lot of average games in there when we weren't playing well, and then sometimes you need your goalie to bail you out, you know, and we really weren't getting that. And now last couple games, it's like our team's going, he's going, you know, hopefully we can keep that going as a group.
With all the interesting forward options like Riley Tufte, how did you guys know that it was the right time to give Kirionta a contract and an opportunity?
Yeah, eye test, watching games, talking with Schneeks, and his camp and exhibition. Really, his history. I mean, he's an NHL player. He's a worker. He's got a good skill level, but he can skate. He kind of fits the mold of our bottom 6. So, responsible player when it comes to his checking game. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes there, which is what you need in the bottom 6. If we're not going to score a lot of goals in the bottom 6, we want to make sure at least that we're suppressing scoring chances, and he fits that for us. So, I think all the above.
Okay, thanks, Jared.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.